Since my arrival here just 24 hours ago, I've already experienced 3 air raid sirens involving rockets. I saw a rocket land outside the Tel Aviv airport minutes after I drove out from there. I can't imagine how many rocket sirens and dashes to the shelter you've experienced, Gaurav. But what Gaurav and I both did today was take a look firsthand at the remnant of one of those rockets that landed on October the 7th.
Now, the situation on ground remains extremely precarious because Hamas retains the ability to be able to strike. In fact, water pipes that were used to carry water supply to Gaza, Hamas, according to Israel, has stolen. They've dug out those water pipes and they're using those water pipes and switch pipes to make rockets to target civilians here in Israel. And we saw the remnant of one such rocket, and thousands of these rockets were not only fired from the 7th of October, but continue to be fired even today in Israel. Shiv Arur and I with this report.
So what I've got in my hand right now is the remnant of an Al-Qassam rocket. Now this is the flagship weapon of the Hamas. So this isn't a replica, this is an actual rocket that has been recovered after a particular attack. Obviously we're told that we can't touch any of the rockets that land here in Sderot because there are booby traps. Many of them are misfired rockets, so they may not have exploded. But this is actually what it looks like. It's a pretty heavy thing. Many such debris are already there and are part of investigation. But this kind of know-how, you can see the tail fins, you can see the booster module. The very thick metallic fabrication shows that the Hamas has been able to garner this kind of know-how sitting inside Gaza. They do get rocket technology from Iran as well, but the know-how to convert everyday metal tubes from pipes, etc., into usable rockets that have wrought so much devastation is a matter of great concern, especially since Hamas is able to make these kinds of rockets sitting inside Gaza using materials that they're able to smuggle into Gaza. So the Al-Qassam rocket is something that has been used in its thousands, including on the October 7th attack. Thousands of these were used to try and overwhelm the Iron Dome system as well. Even now, as we stand here, there have been air raid sirens with rockets of this kind still landing. So over 2 weeks into the operation against Hamas, they're sending Al-Qassam rockets still into Israel.
The situation on ground sees a major escalation as far as the Israeli Defense Forces are concerned. Apart from their fighter jets and artillery, now Apache helicopter gunships have also been pressed into service to pulverize Hamas strongholds as far as Israel is concerned.
And the very interesting thing that Gaurav and I noticed when we reached Terror, within visible distance of Gaza, is that unlike the F-16s that have been pounding Gaza all this while, they fly at a great height, Gaurav. But the use of helicopter gunships means there appears to be a confidence level within the Israeli Defense Forces that the air defense believed to be in the capability of the Hamas probably isn't there or has been destroyed in those strikes. Watch this report by Gaurav and me.
Day 15 of Israel's war on Hamas terror, and Israel continues to pound multiple locations along North Gaza Strip, where we are barely a kilometer from the Gaza Strip. Right behind me, you can see plumes of smoke rising as Israeli Air Force pounds the Gaza Strip. You can hear the helicopters on top, keeping a hawk eye on every development. So the drones, they paint a target. The moment they paint a target, the fighter jets bomb that location, as does the artillery using precision guided munition. And for a moment, I want you to see those plumes of smoke that are rising there. This is where Israel's artillery is now pounding the Gaza Strip. You can also hear machine gun fire, and this is to ensure that Hamas terrorists, they keep their heads down as Israeli forces now make shallow incursions inside the Gaza Strip. The aim is to soften the target from air and from ground. Artillery and aircraft both softening target for ground forces to move in. The staccato of the machine gun that you hear behind me is also to ensure that Hamas terrorists retreat from an area where Israeli forces are gradually moving forward. So very systematically, the Israeli ground forces seem to be moving forward, inch by inch, taking control of territory. The aim, as Israel's defense minister told his forces, was to ensure that Hamas does not pose a threat not just to southern Israel, but even in the Gaza Strip. The aim is to decimate the Hamas completely, as a ruling entity at Palestine, at the Gaza Strip, also as a terrorist organization. And that is where you see systematic targeting of what Israel says are strongholds of Hamas in the Gaza Strip, asking civilians to move to the southern part of the Gaza Strip. So right behind me you have North Gaza being targeted, civilians being asked to move south of Wadi Gaza River. That's where the supply is also coming in from the Rafah border, from the Egyptian side, but just 20 trucks with food, medicines and water. Israel is very uncomfortable about fuel being provided to these people. While fuel is required for hospitals to generate electricity, but the apprehension is that fuel may be used by Hamas terrorists to wage war against Israel. So Israel keeping a hawk-eye on all aid that's also coming into the Gaza Strip, saying that yes, some supplies can be made, but only for civilians, all incumbent on Israel getting access, the International Red Cross Society getting access to Israel's hostages, 200 plus in custody of Hamas terrorists. On ground zero, this battle saw a brief lull, but massive pounding of Hamas strongholds in North Gaza. Gaurav Sawant, close to the Gaza Strip in southern Israel for India Today.